So I've been scouring the deeper parts of Reddit, which sounds really disgusting when you think about it for too long, for the best parts of Neckbeard stories, and I have trouble finding really good ones. I have found some really good ones, but most of the time I find a bunch that I've started recording, realize they don't really go anywhere, and then have to delete. So, with that being said, if you really enjoy me reading Neckbeard stories and want me to read specific ones, send me requests. I will definitely do my best. I actually have a bunch of ones that I think I recorded. I have to check. I'm losing a lot of shit. All my stuff's getting confused. But anyway, and burying the lead a little bit. In looking for some, I decided to reset some filters on the Neckbeard Stories subreddit. So I said, give me the best one of all time. Rank them by the most highest rated, and bring to me your gold. And Reddit brought me this. By Reddit user Third Wheel Beard House comes a 1.3 thousand upvoted story. 1.3k, that's 1.3, I think that is. I don't know, I'm not very good at this. I live with a feminist and a neckbeard. Oh, oil and water. Here we go. Hello, Reddit. Recently stumbled on this sub. After spending an embarrassing amount of time laughing and cringing, I could not tell you all about the gold mine that has been my living situation for the past 6 months. So warning, on phone, can't format. Made this account because my beard roommate knows my main and has personal stuff tied to it. I'm a 23-year-old dude trying to figure out what the fuck to do with my life, who got lucky enough to score this awesome place. Great location, great rent price, great building. Apparently, what happened was a pipe burst and the tenants had to emergency move while it was being fixed. Apparently 2/3 of the previous ones found other places, and the one, the feminist, had paid rent anyway in advance and was back paying it when she was ready to... when it was ready, so she let the landlord choose who moved in. I just kind of got lucky. Landlord owed Neckbeard's parents a favor. Holy shit, I can't fucking read. She's 24, he's 27. Small list of incidents so far. My first day moving in and meeting him, Beardo attempts to bond over furry porn because of my Werewolf Apocalypse book. It's not nearly the same thing. Feminist is a vegan. Beardo spiked her food, she got sick for a day. Beardo attempted the silent treatment over feminist bringing over male friends. When that didn't work, he threw a tantrum. Fem is an ironworker apprentice, a plumber apprentice, now she's going into nursing school. Beardo attempted to educate her on why women shouldn't work. She deliberately blew the fuses in the apartment so that Beardo, and me to be honest, couldn't game and made him apologize. He didn't know anything about circuit breakers. Beardo's ideals seem to fluctuate between incel/red pill shit to intense chivalrous and milady bullshit, as you do. I never know what I'm going to hear about or how Fem is going to be approached that day. Then made me show Beardo how to do laundry, because you're another effing man and he effing reeks, and if you think that fucker is going to listen to an effing woman, took an hour and it was awful, and he doesn't use detergent when he does it. I tried. He attempted to male bond with me. I'm also kind of nerdy. But he usually comes back to why women don't like him and bitches and chivalry, and all I can do is smile and nod. He won't take any advice. He's just too much of a nice guy. Sad because I've seen he could be a cool dude if he'd just straighten up. If I bring a girl over, any girl, friend or otherwise, he insults the shit out of me and tries to be smooth to her. And it's just creepy. He also asked for their number, if he could have them when I'm done, and for sexual details. Dude, just no. He attempted to set a moral code in the apartment over Fem drinking and bringing her friend with benefits over and walking around in short shorts. It's fine for us to drink and walk around in just boxers, though. Fem told him where he can shove that moral code. Woo! He tried to host an intervention over Fem drinking on the weekends. This included somehow getting her parents' info and calling her father. Her dad's ex-military and very liberal. It ended with her dad coming over and screaming for 2 hours at Beardo, and then Fem came home, surprised to see her dad, learned what Beardo did, and they both proceeded to scream at him for another 20 minutes. At which point, I had to go to work. Fem is bad at doing dishes and cleaning in general. Fortunately, I'm pretty slack and bad at them too. But Beardo took it upon himself to nag Fem after leaving some bowls and pot over a weekend. Fem barged into his room and snapped up a bunch of her pictures and the filth and threatened to send him to the landlord and his mother. He apologized. So she took a bunch of pictures of his nasty room. Okay, that was just a misspelling. Anyway, Fem sent them anyway, and his mother was over yelling and making him clean. I stayed at a friend's house that night. To be honest, I'm genuinely unsure if he likes or hates her, because if she's a female he feeds he needs to be something? I don't know. She's definitely not your usual beard bait. She's cute and all, but loud, tall, and has a really intense personality. I'm still confused by it. I think Fem is too. She's the only one that half-jokingly said it's like I'm the kid caught between two parents staying together for me. That's kind of a quick summary. I have more to write, but my thumbs are getting tired. Hope it's entertaining. I'll be sure to write more about these moments. Oh, I really hope you do. So, this video is kind of short, so let's go through some of this list. Let's go back to this one. This one. Fem is a vegan. Okay, I don't really care if someone's a vegan or not. I'm not. I just, I'm too poor to be a vegan. I gotta eat whatever the fuck I can, okay? So, I don't really give a shit if you are, though. If that's your thing, that's fine. And I will absolutely say what Neckbeardo did there, spiking her food with meat when her system cannot tolerate meat, is an incredibly shitlord thing to do. It's fine if you don't want to be a vegetarian or something, dude, but you don't have to be a dick to everybody who is. And vice versa. Just eat what you're going to eat. Why you got to be all up in everybody's business? Who fucking cares? Just do whatever. Let's see. Yeah, this one too. Women shouldn't work because only men should work. I've heard neckbeards make that argument, and I seriously do not fucking understand it. I literally don't. That fucking confuses me to no end why they would think that. Specifically because a lot of the neckbeards that I've read about, heard about, or known live with family. Like, you have opinions over whether or not men or women should work, but you don't work at all. So, like, really? What's the point of this opinion? Wouldn't it kind of be shooting yourself in the foot? I mean, isn't that kind of... whatever. Guess that's your thing. Fluctuating between incel red pill shit and chivalrous milady bullshit. That sounds like Kay. That sounds exactly like Kay. The few times I've ever seen him make any kind of comments on Facebook or anything is to write 15 paragraphs about how all women are stupid and how everything's terrible, blah blah, red pill, incel, I hate everything. I hardly read them. When he does reply to anything that I've posted with that, most of the replies are me just going, well, okay. So it's like, I'm not going to fucking read your diatribes about why you're mad that women exist. Because that's really what it comes down to. She's a lady and she exists, and you don't like that she's a lady and exists and doesn't exist for you? Or something? I'm not 100% sure how his mind works, to be honest with you. And I can understand this guy's confusion. Being around neckbeards who fluctuate back and forth between that shit is incredibly strange. It's kind of like being around someone with, like, extreme schizophrenia, because they will... I've seen... There's, like, a guy, and I really think he's being honest, wrote this thing on, like, Facebook, and I think it's made it onto a bunch of, like, just neckbeard things and stuff, where it's just like, why can't I have a girlfriend? And then the immediate next post is, God, I hate women. And it's just like, it's been 10 minutes. What the... like, seriously, what the fuck? So, yeah, no, Kay does that shit, too. He'll go back and forth about how, oh, I don't have a girlfriend, and everything's so horrible, and nobody will love me. And then 20 minutes later, oh, women are bitches, and they're stupid, and they don't fucking know. And it's just, I'm not a sociologist. I don't study cultures or anything like that, but if you're having trouble finding a girlfriend, and all you do is insult women, I think we might have found the root of your problem. Yeah, it's just like, maybe. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Pretty sure that's it, though. So, let's see. Fem made me show Beardo how to do laundry. Alright. I have actually heard more than one neckbeard who does not know how to do laundry. Some of them are just incredibly lazy. I have seen that. I have seen just the shockingly lazy neckbeard that just don't do laundry. They don't buy their own clothes. Like, unless it's something incredibly specific. And I think the fedora is the first step towards they buy their own clothes. Because, like, look, I have a very weird fashion sense. I'm not a neckbeard, but I can safely say that what I buy is usually weird. I like weird shit. I like incredibly strange things. I actually was really upset over the fact the other day that I couldn't get this button-up shirt I found at a thrift store because, and I will take a moment out of neckbeardery to describe this horrible fashion abomination, and I adore it. It was a neon purple plaid, button-up, like, flannel shirt with breast pockets and everything. But my favorite part is all of the seams were covered in metallic silver piping. I don't know why. I don't know who made it, but I wanted it. It's hideous, and I adore it. So, that's one of my favorite things, is just things that are really stupid, or things that are really ugly, or just band shirts. Kay, on the other hand, has been, from what I can tell, wearing clothes that, like, you know how, like, you have a family member, like, who doesn't really know you, and they go on vacation, or on some kind of trip, or they have some kind of giveaway, and for some reason, they're like, you need a shirt, we got you a shirt, but it's not a shirt with, like, any place you've ever been, or anything you'd ever, I guess anything you'd really ever wear normally, and it's always something weird, like, you know, like, greetings from Atlanta, or, like, Joe's Chicken Shack, or some weird shit like that, but it's not, like, stylized in any way, it's just, like, a general, this shirt costs $6 kind of shirt. He wears a lot of those. He also wears a lot of, like, Gap t-shirts that have no logos on them whatsoever, so they're just one solid color. And personally, I find those, like, shockingly boring. And he wears the same khaki windbreaker that I'm pretty sure my grandfather had, like, all the time. Now, keep in mind, this is South Louisiana, so it's like 107 degrees, and he's still wearing this jacket everywhere. Granted, I have a jacket that I usually wear, unless it's super, super hot, and I'm going to be outside for a long time. But it's not really a jacket as much as it is as an old Army BDU top, which I've covered in weird patches and pins and all kinds of shit. So, one of these things is stylized, and the other one is basically just, you know, because he wanted more pockets. And that's pretty much all I can figure is the only reason he wears this jacket everywhere is because he wanted more pockets. I have noticed that the neckbeard fashion sense, either it yaws from really strangely ill-fitting and somewhat inappropriate anime like clothing, so your stereotypical, like, Goku t-shirt, or, and on more than one occasion, I've seen people wear shirts that's just like a giant fucking collage of, like, anime girl faces from hentai when they're all just, like, at the pivotal moment of release, shall we say. Which is honestly the trashiest anime thing I've ever seen. It's just like, wow, you actually own that and are wearing it, and this is Walmart. Ooh. That's a, well, you're brave, I'll give you that. So, yeah, there's that. There's a lot of shit like that. Like, I've noticed that's a fashion sense thing for neckbeards. The fedora is not always there, but sometimes it's inside. So, going back to the thing about laundry, though, like, it's a washing machine. Is it? Look, am I the only one who's like, this is not a difficult thing? It's just a washing machine. Most of the time, the instructions on how to use a washing machine are printed permanently on the inside of the fucking lid. If you just open it, it's there. I have never, like, I don't get it. I'm not going to be one of those people who's just like, I learned how to wash my clothes at like 7. No, it was a weird in between for me. Like, for me, I started doing my own laundry much later, but that's because when we lived in this one apartment, when I was probably in high school still, and slightly before that, there was no washer dryer in the apartment. You had to go to a laundromat complex on site. So when we did laundry, we did everything, like, you brought everything and you would just go one load and then one after the other. And a lot of times, like, I knew how to do it and I would help out with it, but I didn't do it all the time because sometimes you have to go do other things. However, I do my own laundry because I'm a fucking adult. And honestly, if you're old enough to live in an apartment with other people who are not related to you, you should probably know how to wash your own fucking underwear. It's kind of a thing. We're just going through all the points at this point. Attempted to male bond with me, and he usually comes back to why women don't like him, and bitches and chivalry, and all I can do is smile and nod. God, I can't tell you how many times I've had conversations like that. How many times have I listened to Kay go on and on and on and on, and Mew does the same thing. Just over and over and over. This is a little weird story that I'm going to tell you real quick, and I'll expand upon this in a podcast at some point maybe. Mew once had a live-in girlfriend that he lost because he would not bathe. So he had a girlfriend. She lived with him. They had a relationship. He ruined that relationship simply because washing his own ass was not nearly as important as playing video games. I don't have a way to describe that. I truly don't. That's just, I don't know how to fucking do anything. I'll explain more about Mew and Kay in another podcast, but let's go on to another point. If I bring a girl over, any girl, friend or otherwise, he insults the shit out of me, tries to be smooth, and it's just creepy. That's standard neckbeard 101. If you know a neckbeard, if you suspect your friend might be a neckbeard, at all, ask a female friend to come hang out with you, and if he spends the entire time hitting on them and trash-talking you, that's neckbeard flirting 101. Yeah, he wants every other guy in the room to look terrible and promote himself as the chivalrous knight to the milady. Because for some reason they think that works. It doesn't just make you look like a dick or a creep. It's just, that. Attempted to set a moral code in the apartment over film drinking, bringing over her friend with benefits, and walking around in short shorts. Yeah, no, she handled that right. She told him exactly where he could shove that fucking opinion to. Fuck, that's bullshit. No. Tried to host an intervention. Yeah, no, if you're just having a few beers on the weekends, that's not intervention levels, and apparently everybody agreed on that. Forgetting to do dishes when you live with a whole bunch of other people is a thing, but the fact that, don't leave them out. But apparently his room was so disgusting that it involved someone else coming over to scream at him and clean it. That sounds like people I've lived with. I've been there. I know what that's like. It's disgusting. So yeah. We read a whole story and then went on kind of a rant about neckbeards. Honestly, I wanted to stretch this out a little bit because these are really good points and this is an interesting story, but it's not like a story. It's just kind of like little notes. And I really hope there's more to this. I don't know that there is, and I'll try to see if there is, but yeah, this was, woo, reminds me of people I know, or knew, rather. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate that, and I'd really appreciate it if you hang out and Give me a few dollars on Patreon. You'll be my best friend, and I'll tell everybody that we're friends. Okay, I love you. Goodbye.